So hello and welcome back to my channel. So for this video I will be teaching you how to factor polynomials with sum and difference of two cubes. So a polynomial in the form a cube plus b cube is called the sum of two cubes, and the polynomial in the form a cube minus b cube is called the difference of two cubes. Now let's have first the steps in factoring polynomials with sum of two cubes. So in this example we have x cubed plus y cubed. So the first step is you're going to take the cube roots of the two terms. So cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of y cubed is y. Now the second step is you're going to write the sum of the two cube roots as the first factor. So this will be the first factor. So the first factor will be the sum of the 2x plus y. Then for the third step, for the second factor, get the trinomial factor by first squaring the first term of the first factor. So the first term of the first factor is x. So for the first term of the trinomial will be x squared. Then the second term, we're going to subtract the product of the first and second terms of the first factor. So the first and second terms of the first factor is x and y. So we're going to find the product of the two. So that will be x times y. So we're going to have the difference or subtract. We're going to have minus xy. And for the third term, we're going to square the last term of the first factor. So the last term is y. So we're going to have y squared. So in here, we're going to have the second factor as x squared. Then minus xy. Then plus y squared. So this will be our second factor. Now for the final step, we're going to write the product of the first and second factor. So we're going to have first factor x plus y times the second factor x squared, then minus xy, then plus y squared. So this will be the steps in finding the factors of sum of two cubes. So let's have our example here, factor x cubed plus 27. So the first steps, we're going to find the cube roots of the two terms. So we're going to have the cube roots as x, and the cube root of 27 is 3. So for our first factor, we're going to have the sum of the two, x plus 3. Now for the second factor, we're going to take the square of the first term of the first factor. So we're going to have x squared. Then subtract to it the product of the two, minus x times 3 is 3x. So we're going to have minus 3x. And for the third term of the second factor is we're going to square the second term of the first factor. So we're going to have 3 squared. That will be 9. So plus 9. So this will be our answer. Now let's have example number 2. Factor 8b cubed plus 64. So we're going to find first the cube root of the 2. So cube root of 8b cubed is 2b. And the cube root of 64 is 4. So our first factor here will be 2b plus 4. And for our second factor, the square of the first term, so 2b squared is 4b squared. Then we're going to subtract the product of the 2b times 4 is 8b. So minus 8b. Then we're going to have the third term as a square of the second term of the first factor. 4 squared is 16. Okay, so this will be our answer. Now let's have the steps in factoring polynomials with difference of two cubes. So in here we have x cubed minus y cubed. So first step the same. We're going to take the cube roots of the two terms. So cube root of x cubed is x. And cube root of y cubed is y. Then second is you're going to write the difference of the two cube roots as the first factor. So our first factor will be x minus y. Then for the second factor, we're going to get the trinomial factor by first squaring the first term of the first factor. So we're going to square x. This is x squared. Then for the second term, we're going to add the product of the first and second terms of the first factor. So this is x times y. Then the third term of the trinomial will be the square of the last term of the first factor. So we're going to have here y squared. Then we're going to write the product of the first and second factors. So our factor will be x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy, then plus y squared. Now let's have an example here. Factor 8x cubed minus 27. So first we're going to find the cube roots of the 2. So cube root of 8x cubed is 2x. And the cube root of 27 is 3. So for our first factor, we're going to have the difference of the 2x minus 3. And for the second factor, we're going to have first the square of the first term. So 2x squared is 4x squared. Then you are going to multiply the 2. So we're going to have 2x times 3 is 6x. So this is plus 6x. Then you're going to have the square of the second term, the first factor, 3 squared. That will be 9. So this will be our answer. So second example, factor 64m cubed minus 8n cubed. So cube root of 64m cubed is 4m. Then the cube root of 8n cubed is 2n. So for our first factor, we're going to have the difference of the 2, 4m minus 2n. Then for the second factor, we're going to first have the square of the first term. So 4m squared is 16m squared. Then plus Product of the 24m times 2n is 8mn. Then plus the square of the second term, 2n squared is 4n squared. So this will be our answer for number 2. So that's all about how to factor sum and difference of two cubes. So thank you for watching and see you next time.